Let me know if you can hear me. Please enjoy this movie night. I said, enjoy this movie night.
This is a message to the black woman. The black woman from a black man who loves you dearly. Your man may seem strange as times get rough, but it's no time to change because the going is going to get even tougher yet. You got to dig because is. Therefore you are, and as I speak for all men, I am. A complete joint. I got you. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am. There may be troubles all around me. There may be problems to confound me. But I know nothing will astound me. Just as long as your love, it surrounds me. I am that I am. I am that I am. Shoot a little bit, so hard to be thing. Shoot a little bit, shoot a little bit, shoot a little bit, see the I am that I am. 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 There may be troubles all around me. There may be problems to confound me. But I know nothing will astound me. Just as long as your love is surrounds me. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am.
Yeah, I know you weren't ready for that, were you? If you've heard that song before, put a one in the chat. It's Uncle Black movie night. I'm going to send out invites. I was just blown back by that song by Leon Thomas on the Flying Dutchman label called I Am. Enjoy the movie, y'all, for the twos and fews that are in here now. And no, I'm not going to start it over. Do you guys want me to start the show over? I don't have to leave the live to start the show over. I feel like I owe you that intro music one more again by Leon Thomas off the Flying Dutchman label. This movie is called Dtchman. I like to call it When Tommy Met Jazzy. Shall I start over for you, Patty Paradox and Mid Clegg and Patricia Simpson? Well, Patricia Simpson, Nicole Giscombe. Look, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna start it all over. Let me start it all over. Just for y'all, because see, I couldn't leave Jazzy out the title. I just couldn't. I couldn't, because this is so befitting. You know, Uncle Black has over 178 black movies. And this one is for Patricia Simpson, Nicole Giscombe B, and Mid Clegg. Let's get it, y'all, from the beginning. And Patty Paradox, you too. The movie is about when Tommy Clay Clay met Jazzy Click Clack KK. You don't get it, do you? Hey, Smooth. Let me start it from the top just for y'all. Let's go. I'm going to send out a few more invites. This is Leon Thomas from the Leon Thomas album, the famous Black Yodeler. A little song called I Am That I Am. Mid Clegg, enjoy. Nicole, enjoy. Uncle Black Movie Night.
This is a message to the black woman. The black woman from a black man who loves you dearly. Your man may seem strange as times get rough, but it's no time to change because the going is going to get even tougher yet. You got to dig because is. Therefore you are, and as I speak for all men, I am. I am that 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 I am. There may be troubles all around me. There may be problems to confound me. But I know nothing will astound me. Just as long as your love, it surrounds me. I am that I am. 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 There may be troubles all around me. There may be problems to confound me. But I know nothing will astound me. Just as long as your love is surrounds me. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am.
All right, that was Leon Thomas from the Flying Dutchman label, a song called I Am That I Am. Welcome, Black. I was just sending out these last little invites for the movie called When Tommy Clay Met Jazzy Vajay-Jay, better known as The Dutchman by Leroi Jones, also known as Leroi Jones, aka Amiri Baraka. Enjoy the movie The Dutchman when Tommy met Jazzy. Hold on. I just want to shout out the Injustice Channel, another content creator, a Black Nation All Star in the building. We've been waiting for you. Peace reflection. Now, relax and enjoy this movie. Now, Injustice Channel is a brother. Uh, but this guy right here on the camera before you on your screen, by the way, if you're watching this on the big screen, flat screen, put a one in the chat. But this guy here is Tommy Clay. If you've been following the story, you know what I say, like ebony and ivory. Oh my, and if you follow the arrow, look, watch the arrow, it's going over here. It's going up the pole right there in the middle, right? Now it's going to veer down here to the right. You see that striped dress? That would be the character known as Jazzy Vajay-Jay. We have Tommy Clay and Jazzy Vajay-Jay. Welcome, Black Injustice Channel. We've been waiting for you. Where you been? Oh, I know. On the road again. Now, see, this is the part about Uncle Black tutelage that I take issue with. Here comes Amanda Hampton strolling up in here like Jazzy Vajay-Jay, like she owns the damn place. Where is Sam Woody? Because you need to join her, Amanda Hampton Suites Inn. And I need that corner room at the top floor. Smoking only. No towels up under the door. Now, I'm look, everybody relax. I want to ask you a question. And don't leave. If you kind of get what I mean with the clickbait title of When Tommy Met Jazzy, and you can see what this is about before we even get started, please type some zeros in the chat. But this movie was made in 1969. It was written by a poet named Leroi Jones, who later changed his name to Amiri Baraka. And it was about when Becky met Sambo. But I changed the names to protect the guilty parties when Jazzy met Tommy.
Hello.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to sit down.
Sure.
Oh, too much weight.
Doesn't look like much to me.
Well, so anyway. Weren't you staring at me through the window?
What?
Weren't you staring at me through the window when I stopped?
Now, I want to know from the 14 in the chat, more than 10 women, if that's Jazzy on Tommy, before Tommy even realized what swarmed upon him like flying cockroaches, please put some ones in the chat. I repeat, if you believe, like Uncle Black knows, that this character played by Becky is in fact Jazzy, all over Tommy's collar like a ring around the tub, put some ones in the chat, please, and thank you.
Staring at you? What do you mean?
You know what staring means?
Yeah, well, I saw you through the window. That's what it means. I don't know if I was staring. Seems to me you were staring through the window at me.
I was. But only after I turned around. Saw you staring through that window down in the vicinity of my ass and leg. Huh?
Is it really?
Really? I guess you were just taking those idle pot shots, huh? Nothing else to do. Run your mind over people's flesh.
Oh. Boy. Wow, well, I admit I was looking in your direction, but the rest of that weight is yours.
That's
Staring through train windows is weird business. Much weirder than staring very sedately at abstract asses.
That's why I came looking through the window. So you'd have more than that to go on. I even smiled at you.
Yeah, that's right.
I even got into this train going some other way than mine. Walked down the aisle searching you out.
Really? Good. Well, that's pretty funny.
You're pretty funny. God, you're dull.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, lady, but I really wasn't prepared for Harlem.
No, you're not. What are you prepared for?
Well, I'm prepared for anything. How about you?
What do you think you're doing?
What?
You think I want to pick you up, get you to take me somewhere and screw me, huh?
Is that the way I look?
Like you've been trying to grow a beard. Exactly what you look like. Look like you live in New Jersey with your parents. You're trying to grow a beard, that's why. Look like you've been reading Chinese poetry. Drinking lukewarm, sugarless tea. You look like death eating a soda cracker.
Really? I look like all that, huh?
Not all of it. I lie a lot. Helps me control the world.
Yeah, I bet.
It's true, though. Most of it, right? A Jersey, you bumpy neck.
Say, how did you know all that, huh? No, I mean really. I mean about the Jersey and even the beard. Have I met you before? You know Warren Enright.
You tried to make it with your sister when you were 10. But I succeeded a few weeks ago.
What are you talking about? Hey, did Warren tell you that? What are you? Your friend of George's?
Oh, I told you a lie. I don't know your sister. I don't know Warren Enright.
Yeah, you mean you're just picking these things out of the air, huh?
Is Warren Enright a tall?
Yeah.
Is Warren Enright a tall, skinny, black boy with a funny English accent?
Yeah. Yeah, I figured you knew.
But I don't. I just figured you would know somebody like that.
Yeah.
No. I bet you think I'm exciting.
You're okay.
Am I exciting you now?
Yeah, right. Well, that isn't what's supposed to happen.
How do I know?
Sure.
Eating apples together. That's always the first step. Or walking up uninhabited 6th Avenue in the 20s on weekends. And you get involved. Get us involved. Would you like to get involved with me, Mr. Man?
Sure, why not? Beautiful woman like you, boy. I'd be a fool not to.
I bet you're sure you know what you're talking about. I bet you're sure of almost anything anybody ever asks you about, right? Right?
Yeah, right. Well, you're pretty strong, you know. What are you, a lady wrestler or something?
What's wrong with lady wrestlers?
Oh.
Don't answer, because you never knew it. That's for sure. They don't have any lady wrestlers in that part of Jersey, that's for sure.
Hey, you still haven't told me how you know so much about me.
I told you I didn't know anything about you. You're a well-known type.
Oh, really?
Or at least I know the type very well.
Okay, for fat ass Ann that just showed up late, let me just go ahead and interrupt. Where's my chicken foot stew? Chinese style with some soy sauce all over that bia. This is called Uncle Black's movie Night with a K. When Tommy Clay met Jazzy Vajay-Jay, the Dutchman by Leroi Jones, and with your big self.
Your skinny English friend, too. No, I'm not what I see, baby.
Anonymously, huh?
What?
I mean, without knowing us specifically.
Boy.
Look at all that. You didn't see
What a
that.
face.
Look at that.
You know, you could be a handsome man.
Yeah, come on. Get busy, fat boy.
Can't argue with you.
What?
I can't argue with you.
My.
I'm sorry, Ann. Do you have wide or narrow hips with your big self? Because, truth be told, I ain't never seen you, but some tells me you got a big old butt. Now, this is called When Jazzy Met Tommy, or rather, When Jazzy Stalked Tommy. And what, you didn't get your notifications? Why are you late? It's early in the morning. Where you at? Ann. Coming on up in here. Shit. Turning over tables and breaking windows and shit. Ann.
My hair is turning gray. A gray hair. Reach here and type. I've come through.
No, why do you want to sound so old?
But it's always gentle when it starts. Huh? Hugged against tenements there.
What?
Right. Hey, why don't you take me to that party you're going to, huh?
You must be a friend of Warren's and know about the party.
Wouldn't you like to take me to your party? Oh, come on. Ask me to your party.
7 jizzles.
So I asked you to go to the party. I bet you are a friend of Warren's.
Why not be a friend of Warren's?
Sugar baby. Quit
Did he ask
talking
me?
and get to work.
How can I ask you when I don't know your name?
What are you doing? That's not for you.
Talking to my
Fucking
name?
thief. No, you're
Well,
not.
what is it?
No, you're not.
Secret?
No, you're not. No, you're gonna
I'm Lena the hyena.
The famous woman poet?
Poetess.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Well, you know so much about me. What's my name?
Like a rubber band.
Morris the hyena.
No, the famous woman poet.
The same. You want another?
No, I can't make it, lady. I only have to keep one doctor away a day.
I bet your name is something like Gerald. Or Walter.
Oh, God, no.
Lloyd.
No.
Norman. One of those hopeless colored names creeping out of New Jersey. Like a Leonard.
Yeah. Like what?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Just exactly like Walter. Or Everett.
Yeah.
Well, for sure it's not Willie.
It's Clay.
Clay.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Play what?
Take your pick. Jackson, Johnson, Williams.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Uh,
It's got to be Williams. Too pretentious to be a Jackson or a Johnson.
yeah, that's right.
Plays okay.
So is Lena.
It's Lula.
Huh?
Lula, la hyena.
Very good.
How you sing it? Lula, Lula, why don't you go to this party with me tonight? It's your turn. Let those be your lines.
Lula, why don't you go to this party with me tonight, huh?
Say my name twice before you ask. And no huns.
Lula, why don't you go to this party with me tonight?
I'd love to go, Clay. How can you ask me to go when you barely know me?
Yeah, it is strange, isn't it?
What kind of a reaction is that?
Look, what kind of reaction is this, Ann? I see you over here networking in the chat, but let me ask you this. Does she sound like Jazzy when she talks like that? And you coming in late in the game. And again, where's my chicken foot stew with extra soy sauce and ginger, like the movie called Angel Heart? This movie is called The Dutchman, when Jazzy stalked Tommy. Does she remind anyone here of Jazzy? And does he remind anyone here of Tommy? Now, this guy's name was, if I'm not mistaken, Al Freeman. He played Malcolm X in the movie or the miniseries Roots. And he played Elijah Muhammad in the Malcolm X movie, Al Freeman. Type some twos in the chat if you remember this actor name, Al Freeman. Starting with you, Big Booty Ann.
You're supposed to say, oh, come on. Get to know each other better at the party.
Oh, that's pretty corny.
What are you into, anyway? Huh? Just what are you into? What thing are you playing at, Mr.
Nah, for real, I'm not laughing right now, man. I'm serious, you guys. This woman just called Becky remind you of Jazzy online and in real life or not? It's a yes or no or I don't know answer. Does this character of this woman played by Becky remind you of Jazzy or not? 1969 Patty Paradox. The Dutchman by Leroi Jones.
Mr. Clay Williams. What are you thinking about?
You better watch it. You're going to excite me for real.
I bet!
Okay, just tuned in. like Patty might have been here earlier, but this movie when Tommy as type the Dutchman named Leroi Jersey was named to starring Alfred Becky in the role of Jazzy, Al Freeman in the role of Tommy, or rather Al Freeman as the buttered biscuit named Tommy, and White Becky as Jazzy as the Bisquick flour mix.
I thought you knew everything about me. What happened? You going to this party with me, Luther?
I don't even know you.
Well, you said you know my type.
Don't you get smart with me, Buster. I know you like the palm of my hand.
One you eat the apples with?
Yeah. And the one I open doors late Saturday evenings with. That's my door. Up at the top of the stairs, 5 flights. Above a lot of Italians, lying Americans. And scrape carrots with. Also the same hand I unbutton my dress with. Or let my skirt fall down. Same hand, lover.
What are you angry about anything? I say something wrong?
Everything you say is wrong. That's what makes you so attractive.
Now, let me just go ahead and ask Denise Loke, who, a lot of niggas, I mean, black people, I mean, people of color, I mean, melanated beings, I mean, nappy-headed motherfuckers, always come in the movie late talking and shit. Not you, Denise Loke, number one. I'm just saying in general, at least speaking, right? And I don't want to make sure. No, Denise. She's not drunk and she's definitely crazy. I'm saying the name of this movie is called, renamed by Uncle Black, of course, When Jazzy Stalked Tommy. Now, in case you didn't know who Jazzy was, because Denise Loke, number one, I might have seen you once or twice in some chat, but Jazzy would be Jazzy G, played by Pinky Becky, right there. I mean, Becky Pink. I mean, whatever you want to call the girl on the left, the female character, right? And then the dude on the left, I mean, on the right, that would be Tommy, Sodomite, Tommy Soda Cracker. If you know, Denise, if you know who Tommy Soda Cracker is, just put a 1 in the chat and we can move on. But the name of the real movie is called The Dutchman, 1969, black and white, when television was that way and so was American life. The Dutchman by Leroi Baraka, a.k.a. I mean, see, I fucked it up. Let me start over. Leroi Jones was his nigga name. Then he turned it into some African shit called Amiri Baraka. All right, Denise Loke, let's get back to the story at hand. When Jazzy stalked Tommy.
Ha. In your funny book jacket with all the buttons. Oh, what do you got a jacket and a tie on? All this heat for, huh? Why are you wearing a jacket and a tie like that? Your people ever burn witches, start revolutions over the price of tea? Boy, those narrow shoulder clothes come from a tradition you ought to feel oppressed by. 3-button suit. What right do you have to be wearing 3-button suit and a striped tie? Your grandfather was a slave. He didn't go to Harvard.
My grandfather was a night watchman.
You went to a colored college where everybody thought they were Averil Harriman.
Yeah. All except me.
Who'd you think you were? Who do you think you are now?
When I was in college, I used to think I was Baudelaire. But I slowed down since.
I bet you never once thought you were a black nigger. I take back what I said before. Everything you say is not wrong. It's perfect. You should be on television.
Yeah, well, you act like you're on television right now.
That's because I'm an actress.
Oh, I thought so.
Well, you're wrong. I'm no actress. I told you I always lie. I am nothing, honey. And don't you ever forget it. Although my mother was a communist. The only person in my family ever to amount to anything.
My mother was a Republican.
Your father voted for the man rather than party, right?
Yeah, right.
Yay for him. Yay for him.
Yeah.
Yay for America, where he's free to vote for the mediocrity of his choice. Yay.
Yay.
And yay for both your parents, who, even though they differ about so crucial a matter as the body politic, still forged the union of love and sacrifice, was destined to flower at the birth of the noble Clay. What's your middle name?
Clay.
A union of love and sacrifice that was destined to flower at the birth of the noble Clay Williams, yay. Most of all, yay for you, Clay. The Black Baudelaire.
Thank you, ma'am.
My Christ.
Okay. I see now. Black Panther done pulled up skirt in the movie while Jazzy Beckingstein is over here splitting our wigs like the bride is Frankenstein. And Meg Clegg over there asking me for some popcorn. Let me just go into a quick comedy skit for y'all. Yeah, see, this nigga right here, he gonna buy me some popcorn, some jujubes, some from bonbons, some motherfucking large Pepsi, fucking Moulignon. Yeah, what the fuck, nigga? That's Eddie Murphy, but I got it all fucked up. Pulling up in the middle of the movie, coming up in here with your beady little eyes and your grubby little hands, trying to grab all the snacks and edibles off the craft services table. There's an ATM right over there by the door. You must have missed it when you came in. Drop that. It's called the Dutchman. I call it when Jazzy stalked Tommy.
My Christ! May the people accept you as a ghost of the future and love you, that you might not kill them when you can.
What?
You're a murderer, Clay, and you know it. You know goddamn well what I mean.
I do?
So, we'll pretend the air is light.
But look, here's what I want to know, y'all. Why do us black folks always show up late, have a bad attitude when we're in the motherfucking popcorn line, right? Oh, it costs all this much. Then we walk up in the motherfucker loud and boisterous. Yeah, I made that up. Boisterous. And everybody be talking. And you ever notice when people turn around and look at you and you be like, what? And then just keep talking. Hmm. Now, tune into this movie. It's called The Dutchman, 1969 by Leroi Jones. He changed his name to Amiri Baraka. It's really a video play traveling through the subway of New York City, not to be confused with Receipt City.
Full of perfume.
It is.
All right, everybody. What we're gonna do is put the spotlight on Mr. Jesus Perez. Now, if we said it in English, Jesus Paris. Welcome, Black Jesus Paris. We've been waiting for you. Come on in. Have a seat. Welcome to the movie. When Tommy met Jazzy, or when Jazzy stalked Tommy, Jesus. You hear me, Jesus? Amen. And all I'm saying is, this is not going to be a happy ending for Tommy, but Jazzy already won, Jesus. Watch the movie. You 23 minutes and 49 seconds late. Do you know how much information could be disseminated in 2 minutes and 39 seconds? Hey, Zeus.
And we'll pretend that people cannot see you. That is a good citizen. And that you're free of your own history. I'm free of my history. We'll pretend that we are both anonymous beauties, smashing along through the city's entrails.
Now hold on. Hold the fuck on. Hey Zeus, isn't that how Jazzy acted when Tommy put her telephone number out? Because Jesus, I seen you in the chat. I seen you. Jesus be everywhere, y'all. That nigga be over there with the 3D dimensional eye goggles on, like do 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 do. Come on, Jesus, tell it. You was everywhere all at once. See, like E40 says, you got to have a bunch of extra set of eyes like a jumping spider. Hey, Zeus, what it do? Nah, basically, Jesus, Tommy is lame and Jazzy is crazy for real. Like Patty Paradox said, but see, when you're caught up in a paradox, it could sometimes be a juxtaposition, a catch 22. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? It's like rain. Y'all get it. Okay, now since Abracadabra pulled up, the new name of the movie is called When Jazzy Seduced Tommy. And here it is.
And the party.
Party. I know it'll be something good. You can come in with me, looking casual and significant, and I'll be strange, haughty, silent. Walk with long, slow strides.
Right.
And when you get drunk, you pat me once very lovingly on the flanks, and I'll look at you cryptically, licking my lips.
Yeah, that sounds like something we could do.
You go around talking to young men about your mind and the old men about your plans. And you meet a very close friend who's also with someone like me. We'll stand together, sipping our drinks and exchanging codes of lust. And the atmosphere will be slithering in love and half love and very open moral decision.
Oh, that's great.
Yo. Shouts out Jesus Perez in the building. When Tommy does her laugh, you hear how I belted out like a exhale of laughter when Tommy does her laugh, bruh. You see, I couldn't control it when Tommy does. See? You see what I'm saying? When Tommy does her laugh, yo. That's how I know they're a match made in the holy matrimony of hell. And Jazzy will never let this guy go now. It's a wrap. Poor Tommy.
Great.
Everyone will pretend they don't know your name. And then later, when they have to, they'll claim a friendship that denies your sterling character.
Well, then what happens?
Yo, you guys, look. Just at the thought of it, because I was watching it live, right? And every time she did it, Tommy would turn his shit off and be like, he was flabbergasted. He'd go, I can't even do her laugh. Nigga Tommy. And see, they're possessed by the same spirit because he did it so perfectly. I couldn't imitate Jazzy's laugh if I wanted to, y'all. I couldn't. That nigga was like, and his facial expression, every time I try to do it, my mouth falls apart. Look, he was like, but his lips and his teeth and the way he had his nose like the father on Good Times who played Toby in Roots, he just seemed so upset. He seemed so bothered, and the more that she did it, the more he got upset. Am I lying, Abra? Am I lying, Jesus? I'm asking the brothers who was in that shit and saw it. I watched it, and that was way before I even went live. But watch this movie live about what's going to happen to Tommy from Jazzy. I'm predicting it right here, right now, movie night.
And we'll go down the street late night. Eating apples. And winding very deliberately toward my house.
Oh, deliberately?
We'll look in all the shop windows.
Yeah.
Make fun of the queers. Hey, maybe we'll meet a Jewish Buddhist.
Oh.
Flatten his conceit so with some very pretentious coffee.
In honor of whose God?
Mine.
Who is?
Me.
corporate godhead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, but go on with the chronicle. Then what happens to us?
Oh. To my house, of course.
Oh, of course.
And up the narrow steps of the tenement.
You live in a tenement?
I wouldn't live anywhere else. Reminds me specifically of my novel form of insanity.
Up those tenement stairs.
And with my apple-eating hand, push open the door, and I lead you, my tender, big-eyed prey, into my, oh God, what can I call it? Into my hovel.
Yeah, then what happens?
Oh, after the dancing, after the long drinks, long walks, the real fun begins.
Oh, yeah, the real fun. Which is?
Real fun in the dark house, high up above the street and the ignorant cowboys. I lead you in, holding your wet hand gently in my hand.
Which is not wet.
Which is dry as ashes.
Yeah, and cold.
Oh, don't think you'll get out of your responsibility that way.
No.
It is not cold at all, you fascist. Into my dark living room.
Yeah.
Where we'll sit and talk. Endlessly talk.
What?
About what?
Yeah.
About your manhood. What do you think? What do you think we've been talking about all this time?
Well, I didn't think it was that. That's for sure. Almost every other thing in the world but that. Yeah, I didn't even notice when all those people got on.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, this train is slow. Yeah, we were talking about my manhood.
We still are.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. We were in your living room.
My dark living room.
Yeah.
Talking endlessly.
About my manhood.
I'll make you a map of it. Just as soon as I get to my house.
Yeah, well, that's great.
That's one of the things we'll do while we talk. And screw.
See, my dad was the type of dude. He would take me and my sisters to the movie as kids to go see Richard Pryor. And he'd be the only motherfucker in there smoking weed in the goddamn movie theater, coughing like I just did. Because I found my vape pen. And not on no Vic Damone shit, but let me just go ahead and read the title to y'all that may have just pulled up in the live feed. It's called Uncle Blaq'S Movie Night When Tommy Clay Met Jazzy Vajay-Jay, The Dutchman by Leroi Jones. And the guy on your right is Tommy Clay And the girl on the left is Jazzy Vajay-Jay. And this is how it's going down online in real time. Virtual reality versus virtual insanity. Can I get some likes from the twos and the fews that haven't already? Are you not edutained yet?
Well, finally got there.
You'll call my rooms black as a grave. You'll say this place is like Juliet's tomb.
Yeah, I might.
I know, you probably said it before.
Well, is that all? The whole grand tour?
Not all. You'll say to me, very, very close to my face, many, many times, you'll say. You'll even whisper that you love me.
Maybe I will.
And you'll be lying.
I wouldn't lie about something like that.
It's the only kind of thing you will lie about, especially if you think it'll keep me alive.
Keep you alive. I don't understand.
You don't understand? Don't look at me. That is the path I take, that's all. Where both feet take me when I set them down, one in front of the other.
Mormon. Are you sure you're not an actress, huh? All that self-aggrandizement.
Oh, well, I told you I'm not an actress. I also told you I lie all the time.
Yeah.
Draw your own conclusion.
Well, all scribed. There's no more.
I told you all I know. Ah, or almost all.
There's no funny parts?
Well, I thought it was all funny.
Oh, yeah, but you mean peculiar, not ha-ha.
You don't know what I mean.
Well, tell me the all part then. You said almost all. What else? I want the whole story.
All right, now if you're really tuned in and you see what's about to pop, like over Redenbach with sriracha, seasoned and salt, I need you to drop some 444s in the chat. I need to see who's paying attention, who's tuning in, and who's just acting like a feral cat. Because it's about to go down. See, thank you, Roz. According to what I see, and I've reviewed this movie years ago, thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Jesus. Is that Tommy's about to go all the way in. All the way. Thank you, Panther. All the way in. This nigga Tommy over here, he finna go all the way in with Jazzy, not realizing, but I think he low-key does. He done stepped in a big old haystack of elephant dude. Dude. How do you spell dude? D-O-O-D. It comes out in the form of basketballs that are wet out of an elephant's ass. Poor Tommy. It's his turn now. Thank you, Mid-Clegg. Thank you, Patty. Watch Tommy go all the way in with Jazzy. See, we haven't even... I'm about to show you what's going to happen in the next few days. Because now that Jazzy has attached herself to Tommy, she's never going to go away. And Tommy thinks he can pay his way out of this, but the more he takes his credit card out of his wallet and sends her money, which I've seen him do, I can't really, like, put my finger on it, but from what I've seen with my ears and from what I've heard with my eyes, you feel me, y'all? This nigga, he got Jazzy on the payroll. And there's something they got on each other that neither one of them is going to tell just yet. Now watch Tommy go in on Jazzy. I mean, watch Al Freeman go in on Becky.
All stories are whole stories. All of them. Our whole story, nothing but change. How could things go on like that forever, Except I do go on as I do. Apples, long walks, breathless, intelligent lovers. But you mix.
No, wait a minute. Isn't that how Jazzy acts? Isn't that... I need to see some more 444s if that's how Jazzy acts when shit goes down. Come on now. Let me run it black. Let me put that motherfucker on instant replay. Now, I said Tommy was about to go in, right? Right? Okay, watch what happens when Tommy goes all the way in on Jazzy.
Well, tell me the almost part then. You said almost, or what else? I want the whole story.
All stories are whole stories. All of them. Our whole story, nothing but change. How could things go on like that forever, Except I do go on as I do. Apples, long walks, breathless, intelligent lovers. But you mix it up all the time. Look out the window. Change. Shit. I don't know you. I wouldn't even know you for that matter. Too serious.
Oh.
I bet you're even too serious to be psychoanalyzed. Like all those Jewish poets from Yonkers who leave their mothers looking for other mothers or others' mothers on whose baggy tits they lay their fumbling head. The poems are always funny and all about sex.
They really sound great, like movies.
What? You change. Things work on you till you hate them.
Wow, all these people, so suddenly. They must have all come from the same place.
Right. That they do.
Oh, you know about them too?
Oh, yeah. More about them than I know about you. They frighten you?
Frighten me? Why should they frighten me?
Because you're an escaped nigger.
Yeah.
Because you crawl through the wire, made tracks to my side.
Why? Huh?
They have wire around plantations.
Well, you must be Jewish. All you can think about is wire. Plantations didn't have any wire. Plantations were big, open, whitewashed places. Like
Hello, Gemini Visions Infinity. Welcome, Black Reflection. This is Uncle Black's Movie Night. I renamed this when Jazzy stalked Tommy, or when Tommy went in on Jazzy. You figured out, we niggered out. Enjoy the movie night. Spelled Knight.
Kevin. Yeah. And everybody on him was grooved to be there, just strumming and humming all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how the blues was born.
Oh, yeah. That's how the blues was born. Yeah. Yeah. And that's how the blues was born. Yeah. And that's how where you bitch! Get out of my way! Yeah!
Now, wait a minute, Roz Roberts. Lifted Bodhisattva. Colored Natural 4C. Nicole, Patricia. Gemini Visions Infinity. Isn't that how Jazzy behaves online? Simply type a yes if you agree, a no if you disagree, or an I don't know if you don't care. Let me run that back for you, especially Gemini. Yes, Gemini Visions Infinity. In case you just tuned in.
Know about you?
Mhm.
They frighten you?
Frighten me? Why should they frighten me?
Because you're an escaped nigger.
Yeah.
Because you crawl through the wire, made tracks to my side.
Why?
Look, sunshine girl coming up out the bushes. Let the sun shine in, baby girl. That is Jazzy. Watch this. Nicole, you can go ahead and plead the fifth dimension like Dolo the pilot. Flights, air.
They have wire around plantations.
Well, you must be Jewish. All you can think about is wire. Plantations didn't have any wire. Plantations were big, open, whitewashed places, like heaven. Yeah. And everybody on them was grooved to be there, just strumming and humming all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how the blues was born.
Oh, yeah. That's how the blues was born. Yeah. Yeah. And that's how the blues was born. Yeah. And that's how where you bitch! Get out of my way! Yeah! Yeah, and that's how the blues was born. Yeah, and that's how the blues was born. Yeah. 10 niggas sitting on a limb, but that'll never look like him. Come on, Clay. Let's do the nasty. Rub bellies.
What was in that orange?
Come on, Clay.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? Snow White, baby, and don't you forget it.
Oh, come on, Clay. Come on, Clay. Let's rub bellies on the train. The nasty. Let's do the Shake it. Come on, Clay. Let's do the choo-choo train shuffle, the navel stretcher.
Hey, you coming out like lady who smoked up a grass skirt.
Oh, come on, Clay. Let's do the thing.
Now, hold on, you guys. All 20 of you in here. Not just the 10 of you talking in the chat, ladies. You know, hey, Bernadine, you late, but it's okay. What I'm trying to say is, this is when Jazzy lured Tommy into her trap. If you agree with me, run some 555s like that. This is what she's doing to Tommy from her very small platform. She's going to build her new platform off of Tommy, just like she did her old platform off of Nature Boy. Can I get some 555s if you agree with what I'm saying? And this is Jazzy in full color before it happens to Tommy, sitting there like, what the fuck did I just step into? I'll tell you, nigga, a big pile of elephant poo. How does it smell, Tommy? We all here watching this movie play out. All right, here we go. Where them fives at?
Clay, you middle-class black bastard.
Oh, come on.
Forget your social working mother for a few seconds and let's...
Hold on. I just want to let everybody know, if it wasn't for Mid Clegg and Nicole Giscombe, I wouldn't even done this movie night tonight. If it wasn't for Roz Roberts, like, God damn it, Black, when the fuck are you going to stop feeding them feral cats? If it wasn't for Abracadabra on some hashtag mute Jazzy, And I done muted her. But guess what? She watching us. Look, she just popped in Tommy too. They both watching right now, y'all. Becky is Jazzy, Patty. And look at Tommy trying to calm the bitch down. Too late, nigga. I tried to tell him when he came in my live. Thank you. I'm honored that you took this witch off our hands. Have fun with your new girlfriend. She is the one that you can never leave, like Eve said. I'm the one he'll never leave. Yeah, Tommy. You wanted a hairhead hooligan, a niggly bear? You got it. All right, back to the movie.
Knock stomachs. Clay, you living in white man. You would be Christian. Why, you ain't no nigger. You're just a dirty white man. Come on, baby. Get up. Come on, dance with me. Dance with me. Oh, come on. Dance with me.
Oh, come on, Lula, sit down. Now be cool. Come on.
Be cool. Be cool. Be cool. That's all you know. Be cool. Shaking that water with cream oil on your naughty head. Jacket's buttoning up to your chin. So full of white man.
See, look, y'all. Redbone Super Thickness shouts out Auntie. You know, I'm talking about Memorial Day cookouts and all that with butterflies in the building. Look, what we have here is two demons that got together and they're going to fight it out in public for all of us to see as a spectacle. And unfortunately, like Receipt City would always tell me, Jazzy feeds off of negativity. But Tommy Boy, look at Tommy Boy sitting there and watch what fitting happen to Tommy Boy. Shouts out Redbone. Shouts out Bernadine. Y'all late, come sit your asses down in the front of the class on the floor, knees bent, arms together, Indian style. Okay? I see y'all creeping up in here.
Man's words. Huh? Christ.
Lifted Bodhisattva, you too. You too. Yes, all three of y'all sit down there together and talk with each other. Compare notes. Cliff Notes sold by Ross Roberts in 1950 in the back of the class.
God! Hallelujah! Why'd you get up and scream at these people? Like scream meaningless shit in these hopeless faces. Red trains cough Jewish underwear vaquees, huh? Expanding smells of silence, gravy snot. Whistling like seabirds. Come on, Clay. Come on. Get up and scream at these people. Don't sit there dying the way they want you to die, baby. Get up!
Oh.
Get up! Get up!
God damn it, sit down.
Screw yourself, Uncle Tom. Come to it.
Let me give this to the people in the back that didn't quite catch that. Let me slow it down for the people in the back with an Uncle Black, O.J. Simpson running black. Huh? What? Let's get it. Come on. She talking to Tommy right now.
They want you to die, baby. Get up!
Oh.
Get up! Get up!
God damn it, sit down.
Screw yourself, Uncle Tom. Come to the head. Oh, there's Uncle Tom. I mean, Uncle Thomas Woolly Head. He's a white, matted man. Hoppers on his woody cane. Oh, Tom. Oh, Tom. Like a white man humped his old mama, he'd be shuffled off in the woods and hide his gentle gray head. Oh, Thomas Woody 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 Head. Oh, Thomas. Wait! You let me go! You black son of a bitch! You let me go!
You just shut the hell up. Keep your stupid mouth closed. You don't know anything, so just keep your stupid mouth closed.
You're afraid of white people. Stupid!
Come on. Shit. You don't have any sense, Lula.
No. See. This is where it gets interesting, right? Colored Natural for C said, Tommy has had enough. No. Tommy should have tapped out. Roz Roberts says, why didn't Tommy just get off the train? No, Tommy is on the train. Mick Clegg said, Tommy's mad. He's very. Hold on, let me show. Huh? Okay, I'm gonna keep Nicole Fifth Amendment out of it. hmm Yes, they can't help themselves. Check this out. This is for Nicole. I plead the fifth dimension, like Dave Chappelle.
Come on, Clay. Come on. Get up and scream at these people. Don't sit there dying the way they want you to die, baby. Get up!
Oh.
Get up! Get up!
God damn it, sit down!
Screw yourself, Uncle Tom. Tom's woolly head. Oh, there's Uncle Tom. I mean, Uncle Thomas woolly head. He's a white, matted man. Hoppers on his woolly cane. Oh, Tom. Oh, Tom. Like a white man humped his old mama, he'd be shuffled off in the woods and hide his gentle gray head. Oh, Tom's woolly head.
No, wait. You see the devil horns over there? You see them devil horns with the Lay's potato chips over there? This is for Nicole and Mid Clegg that wanted a movie night. I had to figure it out or nigger it out. I was first like, okay, we're going to play a Richard Pryor movie. Then I remembered, oh, this one right here. When TV was in black and white, and so was everything else. Huh? 1969, Dutchman by Leroi Jones.
Thomas Woodhead! Oh, Thomas Woodhead! Thomas Woodhead! Oh, Thomas Woodhead! Oh, Thomas Woodhead! Oh, Thomas Woodhead! Oh, Thomas! Wait! You let me go! You black son of a bitch! You let me go!
You just shut the hell up. Keep your stupid mouth closed. You don't know anything, so just keep your stupid mouth closed.
You're afraid of white people. Stupid! No!
Whoa. Shit. You don't have any sense, Lula. I could murder you right now. Such a tiny, ugly throat. I could squeeze it flat, watch you turn blue on a hummer for dog kicks. You know, all this weak face, no face, squatting around here staring over their papers at me, murder them too. That man there, I could rip that Times out of his hand, skinny and middle class as I am. I could rip that paper out of his hand and just as easily rip out his throat. Afraid of for what? Kill you soft idiot, you don't understand anything but luxury. I'm not telling you again, the bank can't be luxury in your face and in your fingers. You telling me what I ought to do? Well, don't. Don't you tell me anything. If I'm a fake middle-class white man and you let me be, I'll rip your lousy breast off. Uncle Tom Thomas, you weather is none of your business. You don't know anything except what's there for you to see and act. Lies, device, not the pure.
Now, hold on, Lifted Bodhisattva. I'm not finna let you just take over the classroom like that. You might be my teacher's assistant, but let me just ask all 20 in the chat, -2, me and Lifted Bodhisattva. If you have never seen this movie before in your life, put some zeros in the chat. All right, Lifted Bodhisattva. You can go be the hall monitor, stand outside the door, and watch whoever comes in and out the chat. Thank you.
A heart, a pumping black heart. You don't ever see that. And I sit here in this buttoned-up suit to keep myself from cutting all your throats. I mean, what, you great liberated whore? You boiled some black man, and right away you an expert on black people. What a lot of shit that is. The only thing you know is you squeal if he bangs you hard enough, and that's all. Belly rub, shit. You want to do the belly rub? You don't even know how. All that old dippy-dip shit you do on your ass like an elephant. That ain't my kind of belly rub. Belly rub is not queens. Belly rub is dark places with big hats and overcoats held up with one arm. And belly rub hates you.
Boy, that old face. Popping their fingers, don't know yet what they're doing. They say, I love Bessie Smith. Don't know yet that Bessie Smith is singing, kiss my ass. Kiss my black, unruly ass. Before love, suffering, desire, or anything you can explain, she's saying, and very plainly, kiss my black ass. If you don't understand that, it's you that's doing the kissing. Charlie Parker. Charlie Parker, all the hip white boys scream for Bird, and Bird singing, up your ass, evil-minded old fay. Up your ass! They sit there talking about the tortured genius of Charlie Parker. Shit. Bird would have played not a note of music. He just walked up East 67th Street and killed the first 10 white people he saw. Not a note! And I'm the great would-be poet. Yeah, that's right. The great would-be poet. Yeah, that's right, poet. Some kind of bastard literature. All it takes is a simple knife thrust. It'll let me bleed you, you loud whore, and one poem vanished. Shit. The whole people are neurotic, struggling to keep from being sane. When the only thing that would cure the neurosis would be your murder. Simple as that. I mean, if I murdered you, then other white people would begin to understand me. You understand? Huh? No, I guess not. If Bessie Smith had killed us some white people, she wouldn't have needed all that music. She could have talked very straight and plain about the world. No grunts, no metaphors, no wiggles in the dark of her soul. Just straight 2 and 2 are 4. Money, power, luxury, like that. Shit.
Whoa. Where is... Let me pull the wire closer, like maggot brain. Where is Nicole Giscombe? Don't you run from movie night now that you requested this.
They niggers turning their backs on sanity when all it takes is that simple act, murder. Just murder would make us all sane. Yeah.
Now, if that's what you see, like Uncle Black believes that Tommy's going to react to Jazzy G pushing his buttons, put some 3s in the chat. I need to see 3s all over this chat. There's 22 people in here. Nicole, you can vote too. It's okay. They can screenshot a bunch of 3s. But if that's Tommy, how Jazzy's about to just drill him, he doesn't know what he stepped into. That's his new girlfriend, and watch what she does to him. Y'all ready? Here we go. Here we go. Here we motherfucking go. The movie's called Dtchman by Leroi Jones.
Shit. Who needs it? I'd rather be a fool. Insane, safe with my words and no deaths. Clean, hard thoughts urging me on to new conquest. My people's madness. Boy, that's a laugh. My people. They don't need me to claim them. They got arms and legs of their own. Personal insanities. Mirrors. You don't need all those words. You don't need any defense. You would listen to one more thing. And you tell this to your father, who's probably the kind of man who needs to know at once so we can plan ahead. You tell him not to preach so much rationalism and cold logic to these niggers. Let them alone. Let them sing curses at you in code and see your filth, the simple lack of style. Don't make the mistake through some irresponsible surge of Christian charity. You're talking too much about the advantages of Western rationalism or the great intellectual legacy of the white man. Or maybe they'll begin to listen, and maybe one day you find they actually do understand all that you're talking about. All these fantasy people, all them blues people. And on that day, as sure as shit, when you really believe you can accept them into your fold as half-white trustees late of the subject peoples with no more blues except the very old ones and not a watermelon in sight. The great missionary heart will have triumphed, and all these ex-coons will be stand-up Western men with eyes for good, clean, useful lives, sober, pious, and sane. And they will murder you. They'll murder you and have very rational explanations, very much like your own. They'll cut your throats and drag you out to the edge of your cities where the flesh can fall away from your bones in sanitary isolation. I'll bet you have. I'll get my stuff and get off this train. Looks like we won't be acting out that little pageant you outlined before.
No, we won't. Right about that, at least.
I'm sorry, baby, but I don't think we could make it.
Sorry is right. Sorry is the rightest thing you've said. Get this man off me! Hurry!
What? What? Okay, I'm gonna do it because Receipt City asked me to. I'm gonna do it because Receipt City asked me to, and I owe you one. I owe you a solid. She said rewind that. Now, normally in the movie theater, they don't let you do that, but we're gonna do it for Receipt City.
And they will murder you. They'll murder you and have very rational explanations, very much like your own. They'll cut your throats and drag you out to the edge of your cities where the flesh can fall away from your bones in sanitary isolation. I'll bet you have. I'll get my stuff and get off this train. Looks like we won't be acting out that little pageant you outlined before.
No, we won't. Right about that, at least.
I'm sorry, baby, but I don't think we could make it.
Now wait a minute. Hold on. Let's go right here. Let's go right about there. Is that how? Now look, I need to ask all my real women in here. Can you imagine Jazzy looking like that when she got them 100 calls from Tommy's people when Tommy gave her number out? When she got them 100 calls in Texas and shit and sexes. and dick pics. Can you see Jazzy looking like that, y'all? Just type a yes if you can see Jazzy looking like that. Once Tommy gave her number out, just put a big yes. Look at Jazzy, y'all. Look at Jazzy. She loves it. Once Tommy gave her telephone number out on his live, trying to tell y'all. Yo, look at Tommy. if you think that won't happen to Tommy, listen to what I'm saying carefully. If you think that will not happen to Tommy, just type no in the chat because Tommy watching. Tommy watching right now. Look at Tommy. I repeat, if you think that will not happen to Tommy, put a no in the chat.
Sorry's right. Sorry is the rightest thing you've said. Get this man off me! Hey!
Now look, if you want me to continue the show as Lifted Bodhisattva has suggested, what on Tarn Hill Earth happened at Orange Mound, Tennessee today between Tommy and Jazzy. If you want me to do that Tar Heel, that Tennessee Vol, put some 555s in the chat and I'll continue the show, but I'm going to take a little musical break. Now, here's what I want to know. If you believe, like Uncle Black knows, that this character played by Becky in the Holocaust sideways zebra stripe dress, run some zeros in the chat. Lifted, I never thought about that. But see, you've seen this movie, everybody else haven't. Now check her out. Check out Jazzy crossing out people on her list. She started with me, but thank God I'm still here. For real. Watch this. Watch Jazzy at work.
Okay.
All right. That was Uncle Black's going to play Smith for those that wanted to know. The film is called St. Louis Blues, 1929. Let's see if I can get away with it. See if I can get away with it, Roz. Uh-oh. Hold on. Yeah, this is what the music industry was built on, y'all. Yep. 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 All right, let's go. Let's go. Bessie Smith, St. Louis Blues, 1929.
My man's got a heart like a rocket in the sea. My man's got a heart like a rocket sea. My man's got a heart like a rocket in the sea. My man's got a heart like a rocket in the sea. I hate to see that evening sun go down. Yes, I hate to see that evening sun go down. Oh, my baby, he's done left his feeling tomorrow like I feel today. Feeling tomorrow like I feel today. Make my Christmas, make my getaway. Sail away, woman.
Still, I'm going to go ahead and do this and do that. Oh, there we go. There we go. We're going to do that. And do that real quick. And then I'll go into phase 2 of the show. There we go. Refresh. All right.
Bessie's arguably one of the jazz singers of the Harlem Renaissance. The Harlem Renaissance was a movement that represented an African American culture and entrepreneurship. As African Americans moved north, they brought with them a culture born of their experiences navigating an often unfair society based on social norms for which they possessed little ability to change. Out of these cultural navigations came jazz, America's first authentic art form. Bessie Smith was brought up in poverty. Her birth date is unknown because African American people were not allowed to have birth records during this time. Growing up, Bessie had approximately 7 siblings, a small one-room shack in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Her father died. Her older sister, Viola Smith, gained control of her and her siblings. Bessie finished school till 8th grade, but whether she moved on further with her. Not much is said about her teen years, but we do know when she was around 12 that she was recruited by her brother's mission troop, Moses Stokes Minstrel Troop. She there was met by a woman named Gertrude Ma Rainey, a pioneering artist and leading figure in the Harlem Renaissance. Smith defied racial barriers through the force of her indomitable personal confidence people with her, and that's exactly, she made more money than any African American. Though she's a famous singer, her life has had a lot of downs. A quote that once described her ups and downs is, "It's a long road. I know I'm going to find you." Another quote is, "Trouble, trouble, I've had it all my days. The troubles are going to follow me to my grave." One of her first troubles was she wasn't signed by a label by Father Oker and on record. Maria's private life contributed to the glamorizing behavior associated with and rock violent combined with physical sexual life involving both men and women were boundary free. Although she carried on. Another to this is, "No time to marry, no time to settle down. I'm a young woman and I ain't done." This signifies that this marriage wouldn't hold her back or define her. Adding to how famous she was, well-known trumpet player and singer Louis Armstrong. Louis Armstrong and many of her songs. 3 were "Dear Old Southland," "Someday You'll Be Sorry," and Jeepers Creepers. Smith defined a new era. She sang jazz, often changing people's views on African Americans just by the way she carried herself. Her car crashed 6 for unknown reasons. We do know she waited to the hospital, but her injuries killed her. That day we lost.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Don't go nowhere. Mention that. Works on. But not off.
Bessie Smith was she waited to the hospital, but her injuries killed her. That day we lost a game changer. She was awarded a Grammy Lifetime.
Uh-oh. Why are they doing it?
So he didn't know just what to do. I said, you please tell me, ain't you satisfied? You looked around so beautiful, and to me he replied, keep on raining, you it's raining, Papa, he can't make no time. Wind keep blowing, oh, it's blowing to my mind, so seven in the winter time, when it's dark, you know your pretty mama's got to have some dough. Keep on raining, you guys raining, Papa, he can't make no time. Just you, just people, whatever in a beautiful way. Keep on snowing, you say it's snowing, Papa, he can't make no time.
Mm-hmm. We're going to end the show with a little background on The woman who inspired Bessie Smith, her name was Ma Rainey. Yeah, hold on. Matrix. It happened. Huh. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Ma Rainey was born Gertrude Pridgett in Columbus, Georgia on April 26, 1886. A gifted child, Gertrude was recognized early on for her creativity and talent. By the age of 12, she was singing in church.
Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom.
Gertrude was a member of the First African Baptist Church, where she began her music journey. As an alto in the church choir, she traveled from city to city, singing gospel music, performing in revival tent shows.
Hey, Skinny! The minstrel show's gonna be down!
During this time, the minstrel show was the country's main entertainment. It was the 1800s version of Saturday Night Live. In all white, acting, dancing, and musical ensemble performed theatrical skits. The plot lines varied from act to act, but the main, not so subtle features were the black side characters. That is, white actors dressed in blackface, pretending to be lazy servants, superstitious, way over the top, musical, and content with their unfortunate lives.
Lady, let that be a lesson to you.
What's the matter with you boys shooting up that man's hen house?
I'll shoot any chicken trying to follow me home.
Well, why don't you get a job and go to work?
Y'all had me a job this morning.
Where?
I went down to the post office and that man could he let me have one of them jobs as a letter toter.
After the Civil War, the minstrel show underwent a unique change. Not for the better, as they were still demeaning towards blacks. They did, however, go from an all-white cast to an all-black lineup. Black singers, actors, dancers, and musicians formed their own minstrel troupes, replacing their white counterparts. Many of them did not perform in blackface, and they called themselves the real deal Negro delineators.
I said 313. Why do we even have these codes if you just don't explain them? Well, I'll tell you why.
The minstrel show is a very polarizing topic. It was the early 1900s. Slavery had just ended by about 50 years earlier. You didn't jump into smartphones and pop music or having the first black president overnight. At that time, America as we know it today was a work in progress. The minstrel show really was the first form of show business. It was before motion pictures. It was before talkies. It was before Technicolor. Color theater gave entertainers a platform to not only showcase their talent, but to earn a wage as well.
I think when they don't write things down.
The dancing was all-worthy for its time. It's even said that the great singer James Brown went to the minstrel show as a young man, keeping up on the latest dance moves and trends. Sliding across the stage, the fancy footwork, one can definitely see the similarities of Brown's movement with the performers in old historical clips.
American Dad
The minstrel show also served as a port for the interchange of ideas, interchange of music, fashion. Folks showed up, and the entertainers showed out. But most importantly, the minstrel show played a huge role in Ma Rainey's life. If it wasn't for the minstrel show, there wouldn't be the entertainer known as Ma Rainey. Around the year 1904, while touring with her church, Gertrude met Will Pa Rainey, a seasoned performer in the minstrel show. Pa Rainey saw Gertrude's raw talent and helped her to develop her act. Soon after, she became the ma to his pa on and off the stage. Ma and Pa Rainey went on the road, performing song and dance routines in minstrel shows and cabarets throughout the South. Life on the road wasn't easy. Besides the pay and the working conditions, segregation laws could put an extra burden on them. While traveling, they took great precaution, even packing their own foods because there were no public dining places that would serve them. Ma and Pa were a unique and entertaining pair. They called their act the Assassinators of the Blues. And they began making a name for themselves, primarily because of Ma. They worked in several minstrel troupes, most notably the Rabbit Foot Minstrels, also known as the Foots. When the Foots came to town, a full marching band paraded through the streets, P.T. Barnum style, to announce the arrival of the greatest colored show on earth. The Foots Minstrels, one of the more popular all-black troupes, helped to spread black music and dance throughout the southern United States.
Well, I done got over it. Lord, I done got over it. You know
After Ma and Pa's marriage ended, Ma worked on her own. She never performed any minstrel skits. She was the main entertainment. Ma traveled extensively on the Southern Circuit in her 20s with her own band, choreographer, and team of talent. While headlining, she met a young Bessie Smith and took her under her wing. Bessie, who would become a lifelong friend, was Ma's young protege. Bessie toured with Ma for an extended period of time before going her own way, later becoming another classic blues icon. As the folklore goes, it was said that Ma kidnapped Bessie and held her captive, forcing her to sing the blues. A story that's been laughed at and refuted by both Ma's and Bessie's families.
was out with some other man, but I done got old. Lord, I done got old.
In 1923, at the age of 37, Ma's career took a major turn. Although considered past her prime by most, Ma signed a contract with Paramount Records and traveled to the blues capital of the world to record all of her albums. Chicago had seen an influx of blacks during the Great Migration. The Great Migration occurred between 1910 and 1930 when Southern blacks left the South in record numbers in pursuit of a better life. They migrated to major cities in the Midwest and Northeastern United States: Chicago, New York, Detroit, Indianapolis, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and St. Louis saw a large increase in new African American residents. Each city would later turn out some of the greatest music and musicians of all time. The migration was also the vehicle that enabled the cross-pollination of musical styles, which later spun off different sister genres of the blues. In Chicago, Ma's first recording was Bad Luck Blues, which suffered from just that. It had little to no promotion and was a major flop. Her next recording, Moonshine Blues, was her first official record release. After that came Boll Weevil Blues and a wave of popularity. Race Records was the label given to music recorded by black artists to distinguish it from the music being sold to whites. Unlike singers at the time, and many of today, Ma wrote and collaborated on a great portion of the 92 songs she recorded for Paramount. An amazing feat for a woman who had no formal education. It is through these lyrics that we get an inside view of Ma Rainey in her own words. Traditional songs about the boll weevil are always popular and symbolize the underdog. Blacks could identify with the defenseless, pesky little bug who always defeats the farmer by destroying his crops. As deciphered by Sandra Lieb in her study of Ma Rainey, Boll Weevil Blues is a contradictory tale that combines images of power and weakness, action and depression, independence and dependence, using folklore to depict a proud, lonely woman. On the surface, Boll Blues appears to be a song of random, old-time despair. But upon deeper examination, there's a lot more going on. The first stanza tells listeners not to grieve because there are boll weevils, men, everywhere. In the second stanza, we see the singer's manlessness, loneliness. I'm a lone boll weevil, been out a great long time. The third stanza is self-explanatory. I don't want no man putting sugar in my tea. Them so evil, I'm afraid they might poison me. If Ma's preferences were unclear on Boll Weevil Blues, another song she wrote put it out there front and center. Prove It On Me is an aggressive, boastful song that firmly establishes Ma's bisexuality.
Went out last night, had a great big fight. Everything seemed to go around. I looked up, shook my surprise. Folks said I'll cook it. I didn't know where she took it. I want the whole world to know. They say I do it. Ain't nobody caught me. You got to prove it on me. When I last night with a crowd of my friends, they must stand women, cause I don't like no men. Do I wear colors and a tie? Make the wind blow all the while. But I do it. Ain't nobody caught me because I have to prove it on me.
Blues and Blues is a funny little tale of the morning after a wild night of fun.
I was in my feet. I went to bed last night and I was in my feet. Woke up this morning, the police were taking me.
Ma Rainey had a brief run-in with the law in 1925. And she was arrested by the Chicago police in her home for an embarrassing indiscretion. She and a group of young women had been drinking and were making so much noise that a neighbor called the police. When the police arrived, the women were undressed and trying to flee the apartment. Ma was accused of running an indecent party and arrested. Her good friend, Bessie Smith, bailed her out of jail the next day.
It maintains control through compartmentalization. Employees only know enough to be efficient in their specific area.
So you figured you could gain additional access if you trusted you on a more intimate level.
Black blues was a short-lived phenomenon that swept the country in the early 1920s and 30s. Ma Rainey had made it to national recording star, but the genre was still somewhat underground. Ma Rainey. She wrote visceral songs that testified to the plight of a struggle nation. In her book, Blues Legacies and Black Feminism, Angela Davis breaks it down, pointing out that a significant number of classic blues songs talk about work, jail, prostitution, homosexuality, domestic violence, and the slew of other issues that make up the patchwork social history of African Americans after emancipation. The topics of these songs reflected the time period in which the women lived. It was an openly racist society where women had no voice. Their frustrations couldn't be outwardly aggressive or perceived as such. And they definitely couldn't say how they felt. Music was their contribution, living their lives and being who they were. That was their protest.
Now we're talking. Twins are on my bucket list.
Beds, twin beds.
Yeah, no, but twin beds,
Ma toured throughout the southern states during and after her tenure at Paramount in 1928. In between sessions, Ma went on the road with her touring group, the Georgia Wildcats. She was introduced to pianist and composer Thomas Dorsey, who directed her band. Dorsey would later be known as the father of gospel music, penning songs such as "Oh Precious Lord."
so I got some folks held out to your phones and can you find
Changing styles, talking pictures, and the evolving entertainment industry put many classic blues singers out of work. The once popular down-home folk blues was no longer in fashion. Male guitar slingers were the new thing, and uptown swing and jazz were all the rage. Even with declining interest, Ma returned to what she knew best. She gave up her part-time residence in Chicago and returned to the tent circuit and minstrelsy with Toba. Ma traveled in crude conditions and performed in less than stellar venues. Gone were the days of traveling in style with a touring bus, railroad car, and team of talent. It was a humble ending to a great career.
You're my man, it's the kind of fall. If he don't have me, have no care at
Maybe you should grab the other one. She's a lot heavier, actually, than she looks. It's all very tense.
In 1935, Ma stopped touring and retired from music. She returned to her hometown of Columbus, Georgia, residing with her brother, Thomas Pridgett, in the Liberty District. Ma may have retired from the stage, but she continued doing what she loved. She became the first Black woman to own and operate not just one, but two theaters. The Lyric and the Airdrome, until she was called home in 1939. She was 53 years old. Ma Rainey was one generation removed from slavery, and yet she was able to do great things with her gift, carving out her beautiful footprint in American history. She composed one third of her recorded material, shaping her overall sound, music, and style, which influenced other icons such as Bessie Smith, Big Mama Thornton, Dinah Washington, Louis Armstrong, and many others. Ma was unfairly labeled the ugliest woman in show business, for when she stepped on the stage in her long, shimmering gowns, big feather plumes, necklaces full of $20 gold coins, she captivated audiences. She was Madame Rainey, tour de force. Ma's death came at a time when historians and collectors began a serious effort to catalog and document works by African American entertainers in the early 20th century. Southern music historian and scholar Sterling Brown wrote an endearing poem about Ma Rainey. His poem beautifully expresses the love that Southern audiences felt for her.
When Ma Rainey comes to town, folks from any place, miles around, from Cape Girardeau in Popular Bluff, flocks in to hear Ma do her stuff.
We're down south in Alabama. I got a friend to call.
Ma Rainey was light years away from being a simple housekeeper, which was the official occupation listed on her death certificate. She was a star, an icon. Ma was a Southern girl, and she had a connection to Southern audiences, both Black and white, from her years headlining in tent shows. When she signed her contract with Paramount Records, she brought her fan base with her, and her records sold moderately well. Unfortunately, Paramount didn't see the value of investing in good equipment to record artists on its label. Many of Ma's songs were recorded with crude equipment using subpar techniques, barely withstanding the test of time. But if you listen to her songs with a little bit of patience and an open mind, you will revel in the uncanny realization that Ma Rainey is a root in the tree of popular music.
Early last morning, about 3 days, Grandpa told my grandmother, let him say, yeah, you know the old man, your black father.
As a sign of our appreciation.
Sure. Fine. Just get out of here.
Yeah.
Down in Oregon Valley, Nancy Ann always was squabbling with her man. And I heard his lies say, why do you treat your girl that way? I went down the alley other night, Nancy and a man that just had a fight.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and then move ahead, I have a whole playlist ready of some other stuff for you. So let's move forward and not backwards, shall we? Here. This was inspired by OJ. This is inspired by OJ. It's all about Jimi Hendrix. It's all about Jimi Hendrix. Because he was a bluesman. Matter of fact. Well, let's just go here. Why Ike Turner fired Jimi Hendrix.
Brian, there's another famous guitar player you had in your band. Yeah. Called Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, yeah. He played in your band? Yeah. And you fired him? Yeah. Why? Because he had all these damn he had all these pedals, man, on a board, man, with the fuzz, the wow, the distortion, and all this shit, man. And I would give him a say, hey, man, you take the solo. By the time he gets to going down all these damn pedals, man, the solo is over, man. And so I told him about that 4 or 5 times, man, and he kept on doing it, so I cut him loose. Yeah. It was too wild for you. Yeah, and you know, man, I never knew that was Hendrix, man. I never knew Jimi Hendrix was the same Jimmy that I fired.
Now that was the real Ike Turner talking about why he fired Jimi Hendrix. Let's go to Little Richard and Jimi Hendrix. See, Jimi Hendrix was in all these bands before he became Jimi Hendrix. Let me find Little Richard. Oh, here it is. Little Richard and Jimi Hendrix. Hold on, y'all. Look at this. They're trying to get me. Who's still in the chat? Come on now. Who's still in the chat? Let me give you the history. Look at this nigga. Look at this nigga, Little Richard. He about to talk about Jimi Hendrix, y'all. You ready? Hold on. Let me speed him up a little bit. All right, here we go. Little Richard talking about Jimi Hendrix.
He was a star. When I got him, he was a star. Sly told you that everybody is a star. The only problem is some people haven't been put in the dipper and pulled back on the world. That's what the answer is. That's what the answer. You got to be placed into the dipper and pulled back down on the world, and then men will see your good works and glorify God Jehovah. Jimi Hendrix could play that rock and roll. I used to be singing rock and roll. Woo, 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 woo. He gone. He had that thing just romping and chopping all up under my toes. At times, he used to make my big toe shoot up in my boot. He did it so good. He gave it all to you. And that's what you want. You want it all or none. But Jimmy had this perseverance to go on. He didn't mind looking freaky. Like I don't mind. Because I was doing it before he was. And I know when he saw me, he gave him confidence and great recompense of reward, my Lord. Trying to spread a little joy and love together to show the world that the end is not yet, that I've got to take you higher. Not for some cocaine, a piece of grass, or some heroin. But Jimmy was going to take him higher than that. And he's always wanted to be this big star. But you know, I never got a chance to see him after he made it. They would never let me come back. I said, why? What did I do? I had something to tell him. I never did. So now I have to talk about it and let him know. It was good. I just want to let him know that I knew you was going to make it.
Now this here is called Jimi Hendrix's Greatest Solo Ever. Jimmy played to a lot of Beckys, Susans and Ambers, Tracy's too, Karen's. You understand what I'm saying? But if you listen to Ike and if you listen to Little Richard, they had to fire Jimmy before he became on fire. This is called the greatest guitar solo ever. And Jimmy was a bluesman. It goes full circle.
Praise the Lord.
Where you go with that gun in your head? Hey, Joe. Said, where you go with that gun in your head? I'm going to shoot my lady. You know I'm all messing around with another man. I'm going to shoot my lady. You know I'm all messing around with another man. Well, that ain't too. Hey, Joe. I heard you shot your lady down to settle down. Hey, Joe. I heard you shot your lady down to settle down. Yeah. Yes, I did. I saw it. You know I'm probably messing around town. Yeah. Yes, I did. I saw it. You know I'm probably messing around town. Can I give it a good? Shot it. Hey, Joe, where you going to run to now? Where you gonna go? Hey, Joe, I said, where you going to run to now? Where you gonna go? Hey, I'm going way down south. Way down, Mr. Way. I'm going way down south. Way down, rock the please. Ain't no one but the band. Ain't no hangman, but you ain't gonna put a rope around me. You better believe it, baby. I gotta go. Hey, Joe. Better run all down, better flip on everybody. Yeah.
That was Jimi Hendrix with his debut hit, Hey Joe. Where you gonna go with that gun in your hand? But before Jimmy was Jimmy, he played with Little Richard. Listen to this and look at this song that he did with Little Richard. Hold on. Oh no. We're gonna go there. We're gonna jump back out of the the compost and back into the mix. Jimi Hendrix and Little Richard.
But it ain't what you do, it's the way how you do it. It ain't what you eat, it's the way how you treat it. Oh, be it large, be it small, do it well or not at all. Now if the shoe don't fit, you better not pull. If you can't take it, the show can break it. Be it large, be it small, do it well or not at all. Be it large, be it small, do it well or not at all. sure can't take it. Really, Lord, really, Lord, I do it well, I'm not at all.
Yes, that was Jimi Hendrix playing background to Little Richard. Now, I'm going to take you here when Jimmy played his first gig in 1959. His first gig in 1959. Who's still with me in the chat? Who's still with me in the chat? I got a Little Richard story to tell you. Hold on. Let me tell y'all a Little Richard story. So I used to travel quite frequently, especially to like New Orleans, around the Cash Money No Limit era. And so one time I was going down there, and Little Richard was on the plane. And it was like a 6 a.m. flight. And he was in coach with all his people. And I was walking back. Now, I had long dreadlocks at the time, and I used to like smoke a lot of weed. I don't smoke as much as I did anymore, but I'm high as a kite getting on the plane. I look and I was like, you know how you get that look when you see Little Richard Candy? And you kind of be like, huh? But in real life, his makeup makes him look like 5 shades lighter of brown. And he has lipstick with liner on. Am I lying? Candy, am I lying? And I was like, I know you. And he's like, yes, you do. His eyes lit up and shit. And I gave him one of my magazines. And then his buddy came back and said, hi, I want to give you this book. Candy, you know what that book he has? He gives it to everybody that meets him. And he talks about how he gave his life to the Lord. I'm not laughing, but I am, because I went and sat next to him and he smelled funny. And I'm going to just leave it at that. He wanted me to interview him. I was like, nah, man, just autograph my book. All right, here we go. Jimi Hendrix's first gig in 1959.
Hello and welcome to History Pod. On the 20th of February 1959, Jimi Hendrix played his first ever live concert and got fired from the band before playing the second set. This set a pattern for the legendary guitarist's early years, as he was also sacked by both Little Richard and Ike and Tina Turner before he finally found success with the Jimi Hendrix Experience in the UK in 1966. Hendrix bought his first acoustic guitar in 1958 when he was 15 years old. However, after forming a short-lived band called the Velvetones, he managed to persuade his father Al to buy him an electric guitar, a white Supra Ozark, so that he could be heard amidst the other instruments. By early 1959, Hendrix still hadn't fully mastered the instrument, but his passion and enthusiasm had been noticed by others.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to notice this no more, because I thought this was going to be music on Jimmy's first gig. Let's just go over here. But nah, he smelled funny, y'all. He smelled funny. Let me see here. Did y'all know that Jimi Hendrix played with the Isley Brothers? Y'all didn't know that, did you?
Come on, baby. I wanna walk out right back. Come on, you let me in. Yeah, I wanna show you what it's all about.
Patricia, Jimmy played with the Isley Brothers first, then moved on to Ike and Tina and Little Richard. Don't believe me? Here, let me give you the receipts.
So what's your very first memory of hanging out with Jimi Hendrix?
First memory is being introduced to him because it's a long and long story, but Jimmy was he was asking me to play with the Isley Brothers, and he said yes, and they hired him, and then they said we got rehearsals and tomorrow and the day after tomorrow you'll be able to meet the rest of the brothers and play at the rehearsal. He said, I can't make what rehearsals in New Jersey. He said, I can't make the rehearsals in New Jersey because I don't have a place to stay. So the eldest brother Kelly said, take everything that's in this room, that's your worldly goods, and come with me, you can stay in our mother's house. And the guitar you have is a little scruffy looking, if you'll free Vanessa and me, where I need to get you a new axe. And he was like, really? I said, yeah, man, what kind do you want? And he said, can I get a Stratocaster? And he said, yes. He was something like, oh my God. So they got him his first ever guitar. And he came to the house. First time I saw him, he came to the house with he was this tall little guy with a guitar. And he happened to be left-handed. And Mom got a new guitar, so he's going to be staying here for a while. His name is Jimi Hendrix, and Jimmy, this is our mother. It's like two little brothers, Marvin and Mary. Hi. At the time I met him, I was 11 years old, and Marvin was 10. We were not musicians at the time at all. We were kids riding bikes, playing kickball and softball in the backyard. When the first rehearsal was obviously started band before the first rehearsal was over, and fast forward a little bit, when the Beatles made their first performance on Ed Sullivan, we had the TV on, and I'm on one side, and Mom is on the opposite side, and Jimi Hendrix is in the middle. And Ed Sullivan says, ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles. There was no clap of thunder in our house. And a few days after that, no clap of thunder because nobody has switched the ball. And Marvin and I were not musicians. Jimi Hendrix was sitting on the couch in our home, watching us on TV with us. And a few days after that, there was a meeting with the band. Amongst other things, Kelly said, everything's changed now because it's English group. They happened to play both shout and twisted shout in their repertoire. I don't know what's going to happen with Fabian or Paul Unkle or Connie Francis or Bobby Rydell, but I think we're going to be all right. Now they've got two guitar players. We've got Jimmy. And when he said that, I looked over and he was grinning from ear to ear at that remark. He was part of the band in household for approximately 2 years, from March 63 to about November of 65. That's the microwave version of the story. It's a lot more. But anytime you have a career that stretches from 1959 to the present day, and going through all those different musical genres and changes, you're going to rub elbows with a lot of different folks, and you just happen to be one of them.
Cool. So what was your first reaction when you first heard or you experienced?
I saw it photo posted of him in the record store, and it looked like a image of a mirror at an amusement park. It was kind of warped on purpose, but I could see that it was him. And I heard the first song, Go Haze, just had all the buzz on it. And Yeah, vocally it sounded like him. And then I heard the second song. I said, that sounds like him because that's the way he played. The second song was Manic Depression. So when I heard that song, I knew it was actually him. By the way the guitar was played. But he played very well. He plays very well still. And, you happen to see something like that up close in your home every day, virtually every day, and there's a lot of music in the house. And, like that's just one specific aspect of our career.
All right. Oh, but there's more. The Isley Brothers and Jimi Hendrix. Mm-hmm. Wait, let's go to B.B. King and Buddy Guy and Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix. Where did you first see Jimi Hendrix, buddy?
What was that place called? 48th and 8th Street. Was it the scene? The scene in the basement, because you can't know when somebody came. It was in the basement there. The Chamber Brothers, and I didn't know who he was. And I was must have been about 24 then, 25.
How come you keep mentioning ages?
Because I'm trying to keep this Alzheimer's.
I think you're trying to throw bricks at me.
No. But anyway, Dick Waterman had contacted me then, and I had the guitar behind my head, and I'm like trying to get some attention mostly.
You did.
And somebody had a tape recorder, and they was like, "That's Jimi Hendrix." And I had a couple of shots, and I'm trying to get me one of these hippie gals. I said exactly what I said. I said, "Get out of my damn way! Who the hell is Jimi Hendrix?" And he started waving and plugging up his wah-wah pedal. He said, "I just canceled a gig. I want to get a chance to play with you. I'm Hendrix." I said, "Who the hell is that?" And somebody said, "That's Hendrix, man.
Be cool, dude.
Be cool, Hendrix." Yeah. So I finally stopped playing, and he plugged it up and went to work on it. And I said, "Well, maybe I should know you then." And from that day on, we came, because we had some conversations together after that. And that was like about maybe 2.5 years before he passed away.
Well, I first met him at Tom Hawk's place in Mobile.
In Mobile, yeah.
And guess what he was doing? He was in the rhythm section for Little Richard.
Yeah.
That's how I first met him. And they didn't care too much about blues because Little Richard was so electrifying.
Yeah.
Boy, when he got through, everybody getting ready to leave.
Yeah.
But we had intermission, kind of like you were saying, for us on the road, it was you play 30 and you're off.
Right.
The union thing. But Jimmy was quiet when I met him. When I saw him, he didn't drink. He didn't drink or smoke or anything. And I wasn't drinking that much then. So we go in the dressing room and we just sit in there, like two stools in there. So finally he says, "BB, I've been listening to you for a while." He said, "Really?" And then he told me his name. But I noticed he was left-handed. He didn't play like we do.
Yeah.
He's left-handed. Play this. No. Yeah, this one. And so I was asking him, why didn't you change the strings?
Yeah.
And he said, well, this is just the way I learned. And that's how I met Jimmy. And he was a very nice, I thought he was, very nice person. Very nice. And I didn't hear no more from him until after he had gone to England. And that's when I started hearing Jimmy. Yeah. And so it was, yeah, I know him. Yeah. But I never did get a chance to speak to him again.
Hey Dennis, I'll take it back to Tommy Coke's blood rats and however much shape this gets me. Hey Jeff, what's got you down? It's my father-in-law.
Sweet. What's up, Suey? What's good, Suey? Suicide.
If you want to be a witness, I want you to listen while I testify. Maybe I can help you to get some souls and be a witness later. You want to be a witness? All it takes is the rhythm in your feet. Don't worry about the music, baby. You gotta have the beat. Yeah, you got soul. You got soul.
Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I just had to give me a little bite to eat. Some Monkey Beats Mode chicken salad with Ritz crackers, not Tommy soda crackers. In case you missed it, we're doing old folks music tonight. Jimi Hendrix and the Isley Brothers. This one's called Testify.
No panic, baby. Everything gonna be everything. Throw your hands up. Don't it make you wanna shout? Don't be ashamed, baby. Tell the world about it. You got soul. You got soul. You got soul. Shake your hips, your back, don't say, come on. You sound so mighty good, children. I'm gonna see if I can get one of my friends to come up here and testify for me. I'm talking about Raven. I'm talking about Raven. Come on, Raven, the genius. Come on and testify, son. Go ahead, son. Go ahead. I want you to read this. Help me. Come on, Raven, Ellis. Oh, yeah. Well, I got soul. Go back. I got some 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 soul. And I want to make you feel love. Yes, it does, son. Yes, it does. It makes you feel mighty good to know that you're a witness this morning. It makes you feel mighty good to know that you have testified for the morning. But right about now, we're going down in Augusta, Georgia, and call on James. Because I know James is a witness. I know James can testify. Come on, son. Go ahead, son. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Come on. Go ahead, James. James, go ahead and testify. I done told these people that you was a witness. Now I want to hear you testify, James. Go ahead, son. Yeah. I want to get on mine. Why don't we scream one time? Come on, James. Can I scream? Scream. You show I can scream. Scream. Yeah, go. So bad. I got so bad. I got so bad. I got so You sound good, Dave. You sound good, Dave. I knew you were good, son. I knew you had soul. Thank you for burning for this morning. But right about now, we like to call another friend. See, we gonna make this morning. We're gonna pick up our little friend called Stevie. Come on and burn for us, Stevie. Everybody say yeah. Say yeah.
Well, let me tell you something, Patricia Simpson. If I've never heard this song, then chances are maybe you haven't either. Now let's continue with Jimi Hendrix's 1965 Night Train television show.
And an audacious hello to you. Buddy and Stacy riding the shockwave with Junior Walker's top tune, Shotgun. Well, the hour is late, and of course, things happen.
Wish you had a battery though.
We're looking for a guitarist to play in the band because the guitar player that my brothers had in the band, they quit. And they heard about this guy in the village and played very well. And they just found him and, hey man, play something for me. I can't. The guitar's in the pawn shop. Get his guitar out. Play something for me. I can't because my guitar doesn't have any strings on it. And then we bought the strings. And then he was saying, man, I heard all about you guys. He was putting the strings on the guitar. I was listening. And he said, and I actually got the string. He tried to get the guitar. I was turning around and he's left-handed, you know. And he started, he said, I like that song that y'all had called Twist and Shout. And he started playing. I said, oh, you know, we had it right away. Let me introduce you to the rest of the brothers in the band. We got the rehearsals, you know, in a couple of days. I can't make rehearsals in New Jersey because I do not have a place to stay. All right, these are your worldly goods here? Come on with us and you can stay in the spare bedroom we have in the mother's house. So they're leaving and they say, you know, by the way, you know, Jimmy, you play very well, but the guitar you have is kind of scruffy looking. You're going to play with us, we got to get you a new axe. Really? He's like, yeah, what kind do you want? Can I have a white Stratocaster? Yes. Oh my God. So when he comes into the house, to our house for the first time, he has a brand new guitar with a brand new guitar case, and he plays it like this. And he plays, I never heard, I'm 11 years old at the time. I never heard, and all the musicians I'd heard, never heard anybody play a guitar. And when we did our first gig, man, it just changed the whole band. He stood out in front of them, man, and like people went crazy, you know. And he had stage presence. He had a good sense of humor. He was respectful, polite. He learned very fast. He would start a band before the first rehearsal was over. And you know, from like the jump, he was given preferential treatment, which, you know, some of the guys in the band rubbed them the wrong way, but place. Because it turns out that person, you never know who you're dealing with or who you're rubbing elbows with. The night that the Beatles played on Ed Sullivan for the first time, on our couch is me on the left side, Marvin, the youngest brother, on the right side, and Jimi Hendrix in the middle. And when Ed Sullivan said, ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles, there was no clap of thunder. You don't know what the future holds. It's indelible. And
You never forget the Ed Sullivan moment.
Oh, no. And a couple of days after that, 2 or 3 days after that, there was a meeting with the whole band. And amongst other things, Kelly said, now, this new English band, it changed everything. And, you know, I don't know what it's going to be like even for Elvis himself. But I think we're going to be all right because they do Shout and Twist and Shout.
Yo.
They got 2 guitar players. And we got...
I got to end this live right now. Monkey Beat Smo got me watching this family. What is it called? American Dad, Mo? American Dad. And Snoop Dogg is hosting a house full of edibles. And they made the American Dad smoke some weed. I gotta go, y'all. I gotta go. I'm not doing something right. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm out. Snoop Dogg on American Dad with a house full of edibles. I'm out. Goodbye. I'm done.